Hello, everyone, back to the Calvin Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we're back with another banger Pulse Chain video, giving you guys the latest and greatest of crypto news. Yes, in the last few days I haven't uploaded a video. Life got a little bit busy. Been working on some personal Web 2.0 stuff, some Web 3.0 stuff, but nonetheless, I am back. We're going to talk about the wider crypto market. What is going on? What does this mean for this altcoin season? Is there any updates with Pulse Chain from Richard Heart as well? The answer is yes, and we're going to answer all your questions in this video. And I promise you, if you watch the whole video through, you will leave feeling more confident. There's a lot of news to cover, so I might break this down into a few parts to make it more bite-sized for you guys. I just want to say I really miss making videos for you guys. So again, let me know if you want me to make this a daily occurrence. I will be covering the highlighted comments in a minute. So again, if you want me to cover your comment down below. It does help boost this video in the YouTube algorithm. So talking about the wider crypto market today, Bitcoin is down 2.8%. Ethereum is down 4.2%. And as you guys already know, because Pulse Chain is an altcoin, we have amplified effects. So as we speak today, Pulse and PHEX is at their all-time lows. INC here at 62 cents. They're all looking very attractive. Okay, now the way my brain is wired is because at times of fear, okay, at times of low volume, at times where things are cheap, okay, this is something that a lot of people understand. When prices are down, your buying power is up. Okay, the power of DCAing, guys, I'm telling you, all of a sudden you're DCAing to projects that you believe in. Okay, slowly but surely, now you're accumulating your position. All of a sudden, you don't need a 1000x wonder to make you get that generational wealth, that financial freedom out of that 9 to 5. Okay, remember, what is crypto? Crypto provides us, it's an instrument that provides us to work smart and not hard. Okay, I can name you 1,000 bullish projects, such as the whole stock market, right? It's all bullish, for example. Okay, but I'm here trying to invest in bullish and cheap opportunities, which is times like these, times of fear. When I see extreme fear, guys, I look at it as extreme opportunity, right? But the rest of the market, they only want to buy when they see the green candle already happening. That's called market psychology. That's called retail FOMO. Don't be part of the herd behavior, guys. Please. I'm telling you, times like these will dictate how successful you are in this crypto journey, in this bull run. Okay, now in terms of, what if we passed the Bitcoin euphoric phase? That's it. Like when we hit $126,000, that was it. A couple months ago, we missed it. We missed it now, right? Majority of KOLs, your favorite KOLs, majority of people on Twitter was calling for this. Like they said, okay, that is it, guys. You know, it's been a great run. There's this tweet here. Look at this from Giga. Yep, that's right. 99% of crypto Twitter correctly predicted the cycle top. It's all over now. Remember, people, majority of people are always wrong. Minority of people are rarely right. Okay, that's something that you have to acknowledge before you enter the world of crypto, guys. This is not like the stock market. It is way riskier. Volatility is a feature here. Okay, so entering this, at least that's what I'm doing. I'm entering this with an investor mindset, okay, rather than a trader mindset. I have time playing on my side. It's about the time in the market. I'm not trying to time the market, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that the current prices today is not equal to its future value proposition. Okay, Pulse Chain is bullish. We're going through our first ever cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing stuff that has never been done before. And yes, that includes PDAI and PWTC. I've written an article about PWTC, link in the description. Okay, have you never heard of it before? Read it, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Literally, let me know what you think. And Richard Heart is building things, guys, and it's going to be native here in Pulse Chain. I'm telling you, the DeFi narrative, the decentralization narrative will become a prevalent narrative in the very, very soon future. And we're positioning ourselves right now. That's called information asymmetry. What do you know that the other 99% of crypto investors and traders do not know? Where are you that the other people are not there yet, guys? So I'm very excited. We're going to cover more news, as I already covered here, hinted. Yeah, wider crypto market took a big hit. Now we're on sub $90,000, sub $3,000 Ethereum. What happened? let's first of all see this tweet here from Ash Crypto. It says today's dump makes absolutely no sense. Bitcoin dumped $5,000 in 3 hours. Okay, 210 billion wiped out of crypto market in a single day. Nearly 700 million liquidated. Guys, remember, stay away from leveraging. For God's sakes, man. Have you not learned anything from Richard Hart's teachings? Okay, he's telling you, don't borrow other people's money. Have time, play on your side. Okay, the market. This is a very famous quote. The market can be irrational longer than you can be solvent, guys. And that's so true, man. That's so true. You need to enter this world of crypto. Okay, as an investor, I promise you, it's better than being a trader, guys. It's better than being a trader. Because now when I'm spending my late night research, sacrificing my sleep, okay, I've been doing this for thousands of hours in the past couple of years. When I look at global macroeconomics, which we're going to check here in a second, okay, we're going to look at gold, right? We're going to look at the M2 global liquidity index, because that's what it all ties down to. Okay, it's an enabler, and at the same time, it can be a controller. And when I look at global macroeconomics, I start to say, you know what? These prices make sense. They do. I understand why Pulse Chain is not booming. I'm not going to blame Richard Hart. I'm not going to force Richard Hart to do a live stream. It's going to be diminishing returns, guys. Everything will have its turn. And it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. I'm very, very excited. And the craziest part, there wasn't a single negative news today. No FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. No Trump tweet, no stock market crash, no tariffs or bad earnings. There's no logical explanation for this. This feels like pure manipulation dumped to wipe out the leverage again. Simple. That is very true. I already told you guys before, right? These centralized exchanges, these leverage platforms, when you make a position long or short, it's public, man. You never know if you're going to be an attractive enough target for them, to wick the price just enough to target that stop loss. You get liquidated. They make money. They make money, guys. Be careful. Be careful. Look at this. This is just in terms of like other, recession fears. Obviously, there is, the jobless claims are going up. Unemployment rate in the UK and the US is going up, and that is very unfortunate to see because this is real people. And I hope it turns around, hopefully sometime soon. But we have this clip here. Black Friday 2025. No one is buying anything. Fatigue is real. Recession has come. Okay, showing a video here. You can see that no one's in stores. No one in 2005 would believe this is what Black Friday shopping would be. Okay, and in other news, this is what Bitcoin solves. This is what crypto solves. Okay, remember, like, you have to remember the reason why crypto is a thing. Like, don't just get into this just to make money, guys. This is a whole new realm. Okay, this is what makes the whole world borderless in a way. Okay, remember the days of Western Union? And even with gold, like, people look at gold, for example, today, which is at 4,000 something. It's like, oh yeah, let's buy it. Oh my God, let's buy it. It's gonna go to 6,000. It's gonna go to 8,000. Nah, bro. You're becoming exit liquidity. You're buying the top. This is how it works. Okay, why didn't you buy when it was here? You know what I mean? Where were you? You know what I mean? Where were you a few months ago? A few years ago? Anyways, going back to this. Look at this. Saudi Arabia discovers 11 million tons of gold, copper, zinc, and silver in Najran region. Oh yeah, we just discovered gold. This is the issue, guys. You never know how many reserves some random country, some random government has. And all of a sudden, oh, they're going to add it to circulation. It's actually more unpredictable than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is deterministic. Even though Bitcoin is inspired by the gold model. We know the maximum supply will be at 21 million. That's it. Scarcity, guys. But with gold, what happens when the day comes where people, when they can now create gold in laboratories, guys, what will happen? What happens if another meteor hits Earth and is full of gold, and a bunch of gold is added into circulation? Would you rather hold a pet rock, or would you rather have it in a QR code, in a a very secure wallet, trusted in a decentralized network? You tell me. And here, there'll never be any more Bitcoin ever discovered. Now, in other news, in terms of what actually could have been the reason, we have here from Weimar, or Wimar, says, breaking, the exact reason why the market just crashed. Wintermute dumped 9,315. Like, bro, this is like straight up manipulation, bro. Coinbase dumped 8,300 BTC, BitMEX dumped, Binance dumped, Bitwise dumped, Bitfinex dumped, and I think even BlackRock, by the way, even BlackRock, I think he missed that. This was a coordinated dump. Guys, they're instilling fear. Okay, and I'm gonna just tell you right now, looking at things like the ISM PMI, and I made a tweet about this. Let's quickly jump to that. Okay, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart, by the way. You can see that. I made a tweet here talking about that we have topped in terms of the Bitcoin dominance, which was around 66%. Okay, we're not going to see that number again, maybe in 4 years, right? In the next bear market. What we're witnessing right now is the end of the bear market. Call me crazy. I'm gonna be here. Call me crazy, guys. I'm telling you, I don't care about sounding right, bro. I care about making money, guys. Okay? All the bears, they're gonna sound so clever. They might even be right today, right? Saying, oh, I made money buying Nvidia. I made money buying Tesla. I made my 10%. I've been with 20%. Oh, I'm buying gold. Look, I'm up. Look at your crypto trash. It's down, whatever. It's down 20, 30% from its all-time high. Disregarding the fact that, yeah, we just did a whole 10x in the last 4 years. Is it around? Yeah, roughly 8x roughly, when Bitcoin went all the way down to like 18K in this bear market. This is the opportunity that you have. Now, granted, we do know about the diminishing effect of crypto from bull run to bull run, so we're not going to see 100x anymore from Bitcoin, unless it's going to take many, many decades. Same thing with Ethereum. This is why we look at the leverage of Bitcoin success, the leverage of Ethereum success, and this is how I landed in Pulse Chain. After doing a lot of research, after learning about every other chain out there, I spent a lot of time and money in Solana, making money there, in BNB in the last cycle. I have this experience. I understand a lot of things, and it made me a stronger believer in Pulse Chain. So anyways, this is what I said. Bitcoin dominance topped, and why this is great for altcoins and crypto. We've been in the longest bear market ever in recent times, according to ISM PMI. Go look it up. Good news. We are just about to end the quantitative tightening, December 1st. That's it. Like, they announced it. Remember, Federal Reserve, in the previous FOMC meeting, they said we're going to freeze the balance sheet. Well done, you've made it. You made it this far. Pat yourself on the back. You are a believer. A lot of people sold at a loss, guys. Believe it or not, a lot of people sold at a loss. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the heat. Okay? One of the issues here, and please, please, please do this to prevent this. Okay? Have a healthy relationship with your portfolio. I know I say this a lot, but guys, trust me. Trust me, it's a night and day difference. When you're not overexposed to an asset, when you're diversified against token level risk, when you're diversified against ecosystem level risk, and you can even diversify against chain level risk. Now, do as I say, not as I do, because I'm 95% in Pulse Chain, baby. I moved all my Bitcoin into Pulse Chain in 2023, and that was the greatest decision I have ever made. Guys, go and watch the videos that I was making in 2023. Like, top 10 projects that I spoke about in 2023 are still the same 10 projects that I'm talking about today. PTC ecosystem, Atropa ecosystem, the PRC20 ecosystem, and of course the Core 4, including EHEX. I've never changed up on you guys because I still believe, and this is just the beginning. We've seen too many altcoin season waves in Pulse Chain. Each of them made 40x each. We're about to see history repeat itself. We are. And I'm going to document it. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, I'm going to keep sharing the news, right? Because I believe in knowledge shared is equal to knowledge squared. It's a win-win for everyone. And at the same time, I say this, right? With the hundreds of X's that I made in Pulse Chain, I actually value the knowledge that I've gained in the last 2 years as more valuable than the X's, the money that I've gained. I truly, I'm telling you guys, Wilson's Law, prioritize knowledge and money will follow suit. I promise you this, guys. If you're not earning right now, spend time learning. This is why I'm learning, about Web 2.0, Web 3.0. That's also part of financial freedom. Anyways, we're going to continue here. Historically, Bitcoin only tops when we are at the peak of quantitative easing times. Fed rate cuts are still not less than 1%. PMI is still not above 55%. The US government is regularly issuing new debt to pay off maturing debt and fund ongoing spending. This is the constant debt rollover cycle. Debt monetization leads to permanent increase in US money supply. And this is another point, right? The Dixie Index. We've been seeing a short, a short-term leg up, which is, I guess, what do they call it? It's a lower high. When you look at the chart, and I've showed this before, you look at things like the stablecoin dominance as well, USDT dominance. You'll see that it's just doing a lower high. So it does seem like it's going up, it's recovering, but it's a lower high, right? The macro trend is very easy. Once you do a few research, you look at global macroeconomics, you understand where we are in the sine wave cycle, or technically now the cosine wave cycle, because we've shifted it. We're in a delayed cycle, right? You'll understand it's inevitable. The US dollar index, Donald Trump has been pressuring Jerome Powell to weaken the dollar index, right? Because they want to roll over the debt, right? It's maturing. It's like 37 trillion. Oh yeah, let's increase the deficit. We want to spend more, right? If in trouble, print your way out of trouble. If in doubt, print your way out. That's what they do every single time. But it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous what they're doing, guys, especially when the global reserves, when the central banks around the world are no longer going to use the dollar. That is dangerous. I'm telling you, things like the BRICS, right? Coming up with their own currency, whatever they're doing. The world, they need to maintain the US dollar as the world trading currency. They need it. Okay? And the last resort for this 37 trillion debt issue, right? Because of course the GDP, guys, they're incurring more debt than the GDP. But that's not even a question. Okay, tariffs, maybe. But even that, you have Donald Trump coming up with the stimulus check. Guys, don't forget about that. That's actually really good. That's really good. We've seen data in the last cycle, right? For the pandemic relief checks, whatever you call it. Majority of those checks, they went to cash in to buy in Bitcoin and stuff like that, right? So you're here before the stimulus check is issued to people that are gonna buy crypto, and you're here. You know about that. That's information asymmetry. What are you gonna do about it? Position yourself, guys. Can you remain solvent longer than the market can be irrational? Just don't leverage. Simple. We will have the biggest altcoin season ever. Leverage the success of Bitcoin. Less liquidity, more volatility is equal to more gains. Moving on here. Breaking. December Fed rate cuts are now confirmed. Again, I don't like what they're doing this. Confirmed, but yeah, the odds are 91%. Giga bullish for crypto. Okay, the lower and lower we see the interest rates, the better, right? Because number one, it increases the influx of liquidity in the market. Now it allows people to take on more risks. You got companies, households, they're gonna invest more, they're gonna consume more, which is really good. And debt in general, as a result of the dollar index being cheaper, debt can be managed more affordably, right? The debt monetization. And that's again really good. This increases risk appetite. What is the risk on assets? That's things like crypto, guys. It's exciting times. What can I tell you guys? It's not going to be tomorrow that we're going to see a God candle, right? It might not even be in a week, 2 weeks, a month. I don't know. And that's something that you need to acknowledge, that it's okay to not know anything. It's okay. But I know the macro trend is up to the right. That's all I need to know. I'm telling you, this is the end. We're approaching the end of the bear market. But some people are saying, we're going to see a relief rally. That's not what this liquidity heat map's saying. Look at this. You got a heavy liquidity zone right here, guys, back in the all-time high. As the prices, as we're, being busy going up and down here, the liquidity is really increasing up here. I'm telling you, this acts as a price magnet. Guys, I'm telling you, looking at things like this, okay? Bitcoin compared to gold. This is the global M2 money supply. It's been going sideways. Of course, we're not going to expect Bitcoin to do crazy things. And usually with gold, right, this is why I put an 8-week delay. This is a script that I wrote. An 8-week delay. People usually say gold goes up first, Bitcoin waits, and then gold stops going up, and then it's Bitcoin's turn. They alternate. So I'm telling you, we are about, and it does seem like we bounced off, and it's and this is what I spoke about this, it's a very important support level right here. This is on the Fibonacci retracement. You can see on the 0.6 level, 0.5 level, this is called, I used to call it the golden zone. It's not actually, it's called the golden pocket. This is a very important level. We cannot go anywhere under, $70,000, $80,000. And yes, there is a theory that we might have already, the 126K was wave 1. Now we're in that bear trap where people think that's it. That's the ending, right? But I think at the same time, it's either going to be A, this is just the beginning of the bull market, or B, we've gone through wave 1, wave 2 is going to be way higher. Okay, and this red line you can see, if I turn off the logarithmic chart, you can see that's what I mean by it. Where the two tops in the previous cycle touched this red line, the resistance line, and now here we're in this cycle, we only touched it once. We only touched it once. We shall see. What do you guys think? It really is exciting stuff. Okay, and you can see here, breaking, Binance Wallet just bought 77,000 Ethereum worth 212 million. This was yesterday, or a few hours ago, basically. Someone is going all in right now. Crazy interesting. From Granny Quisted, this is an old tweet, but I just want to show you guys again. Here it says, the reversal will be biblical. Okay. Now moving on to some, Pulse Chain news real quick. Actually, let's cover Richard Heart's latest tweet. Here it says, if you think any of the following, you're truly our word, and I feel pity for you. If you think I'm leaving Twitter, nope. I like when good ideas are spread. If you think I am not here, same useful insights, always posting. I know you missed the live stream, but yeah, here is here. Or if you think I actually can't remember the other R-worded takes I read on here, which are rapidly followed by hides and blocks. Let me think. Yeah, I'm sure one of y'all dum-dums will remind me. But, by the way, I've actually been thinking about this a lot, right? There's many times where I've replied to Richard Heart with PDI, pictures and tweets and saying, oh yeah, PDI has never been done before. It's one of the unique selling points of Pulse Chain. And I've never gotten blocked by Richard. Even though those replies at some occasions, they were the #1 most liked. And it's crazy that I've seen him block a lot of people for saying the slightest of things. Really make you think. It really does make you think. I've even seen someone say, what if Richard Heart is already in the farmers community, my private Telegram group chat? Well, it was public at some point for majority of the time. What if he's in my Telegram group chat as some anonymous? I don't know. That would be crazy, man. That would be crazy. One day he'll say that. I don't know. But anyways, it's pretty exciting stuff. And here you can see him. What's the next big narrative in crypto? It says ProveX. Straight up, guys. This is what I want. This is the Richard Heart that we know, that we love. Another tweet. Check out ProveX.com. There is a new website now, ProveX.com. Okay, and you can see that in less than 24 hours, the sacrifice rate will start going up now in terms of points. Now, what are my thoughts on ProveX? Am I going to sacrifice? I'll give you my quick answer now. Okay, no, I'm not going to sacrifice. Why? Simply because I'm taking this opportunity that I have to DCA into the Core 7 ecosystem. Because they are so incredibly cheap, I think they're a better opportunity than going into ProveX, right? Which I'm going to compete with, 7 million people here. And as evident with PulseX and PulseChain, this is not FUD again, but with the majority of those cases with sacrifices or pre-sales, whatever you want to call them, really, it is a sacrifice, obviously here, no expectation of profit, is that usually the hype front runs the chart itself. So now when it launches, there's a big correction that happens. So that's what I'm going to wait for. And I'm not going to lose anything. And either way, and I feel like with Richard Hart's plan, he's number one doing this because he wanted the community to create a new bottom. I'm telling you this. That's why he explicitly didn't allow any of the Core 4 or the Core 5, whatever, Core 7, in PulseChain. So you can sacrifice USDC in PulseChain, but you can't sacrifice PHEX. PulseChain, the native coin. You can't. He did it on purpose because then people will actually sell their cores, get the stable coins, and sacrifice. Right? That's less supply in people's hands. And it creates the bottom. He did this on purpose, guys, to shake the weak-handed people. And at the same time, I think either way, if he targeted PulseChain, the native coin, with the sacrifice funds, injections, whatever, it's actually going to raise everything up, including ProveX, right, through Hart's law. So it's a win-win. So that's why my answer is I'm not going to sacrifice. I'm going to be DCing into this, guys. This incredibly cheap, we're talking all-time lows. Current all-time lows with Pulse and PHEX. Look at EHEX, how attractive it is. PulseX. INC, guys, is less than $1, bro. Less than $1. PDAI, $1,600 to get 1 million. PWBTC, 2016 Bitcoin price right here. Guys, there's a lot of other news I want to cover. Okay, PDAI news. I haven't done a PDAI video in a while, which, let me go back to this reply somewhere. Where was it? I'm going to try to find it real quick. Yeah, this one. I had here Pulse Maxi saying, what about PDAI? Stop deflecting and changing the subject. So this is what I replied. I was like, what are you talking about? PDAI and PWBTC are part of my Core 7. When did I ever change that? I hope you guys can attest to that. And I said PHEX and Pulse created new all-time low. I'm not going to Richard Hart and complaining to him. Watch my videos. Understand which phase we are in terms of the global macro. We cannot force an altcoin season. We need enablers like the Global Liquidity Index, weaker dollar, lower Fed rates, higher risk appetite, lower jobless claims, unemployment, higher average income, etc. In conclusion, quantitative easing hasn't started yet. We need to stay strong. Simple. And then he goes, that's the dopamine hit I needed. Thank you for your time. Brother, what? So guys, listen, I'm going to end the video there. You know what? Let me end with reading the highlighted comments. Thank you very much, guys, to everyone who's choosing to support my small channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. And yeah, in terms of the highlighted comments here from Maroxy says, regardless of what ends up happening, I appreciate all that you do for the community, Khaled. Don't listen to the negativity and keep doing what you're doing. Well, thank you very much, sir. And from Daniel, says, please keep making the delusional content and talking about how we are going up. I will. I will, thank you. From Callan, OG says, thank you for your fantastic content, Khaled. You are a top G. Well, thank you. You're a top G, sir. And from the Perry Banana says, keep crushing the videos, bro. I love your content. Well, thank you very much, sir. And from Darren says, finally but not least, says, I've reached my Rubicon. All we could do now is hold on tight, try to enjoy the ride, and believe in the process. It will be worth it. Keep up the great work, Khaled, and thank you, or thanks for all that you put in. My absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I couldn't be more proud to be part of this community. What a time to be in crypto. Okay, we are truly in the history in the making. Okay, imagine the stories that we're gonna tell in 5 years. Okay, super excited for Pulse Chain. You know, I might sound crazy, but at some point people are gonna call me lucky. Okay, but you and I, we can remember these times where it was low volumes. Look at this, Pulse Chain, 10.9 million. Like I've seen this go to 150 million, guys. Low volumes during cheaper prices. What's going on? Why is like you'd think it's the other way around, right? It should be low volume during expensive prices. That's market psychology for you. You know, make your moves now. Not financial advice. Make your moves now. Catch you later, guys. Hope you have a good one. Trust in the process. Trust in God. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.